Hello, and thank you for stopping by the Massachusetts Beer Reviews channel of YouTube. I am Thomas Metal 75. This is your Massachusetts beer review, and today is actually not a beer, if you can tell from the title. We're doing a special edition. We're doing a Kentucky straight bourbon today. This is a big one. This is a popular one. I did not buy the bottle, but it is at my house. Wild Turkey, the 101. It is, again, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. It is 50.5% alcohol by volume, making it 101 proof. This is the 1.75 liter bottle, and at a local store in my town, their website claims this to be $39.99 for the handle bottle of this bourbon. And they say on the back of the bottle, for more than 60 years, legendary master distiller Jimmy Russell had been creating Wild Turkey 101 the right way. With high rye content, this iconic bourbon is perfectly aged for up to 6 to 8 years in American oak barrels with the deepest char for more character. We bottle 101 at a higher proof and only when it reaches its full complex flavors of caramel, vanilla, toffee, and spice. As Jimmy says, like the Kentucky River, Wild Turkey 101 is mighty bold, and takes its own sweet time. Wild Turkey Bourbon dot friggin' com. All right, we're going to do this 3 different ways. I'm going to pour some into the glass, into just a schooner type beer glass. And then I'm going to I got some ice in this cup. I'm going to put some ice in there. And then I'm going to try it as a mixer with the Coca-Cola and let you know what I think. I've done some offshoots here and there, but I haven't really developed how to rate said products yet, so I'll just tell you if I like it and if I would recommend it. For those of you that do not know, according to the internet, the American standard, the United States standard for what a bourbon is it obviously has to be produced in the United States to be called bourbon. It's made from a grain mixture that is at least 51% corn. It has to be the aging has to be done in a new charred oak container or barrel. It has to be distilled no more than at 60 proof, 160 proof, which is 80% by volume, and entered into the barrel for aging no more than at 125 proof, which is 62.5%. And bottled like other whiskeys at 80 proof or more, so at least 40% alcohol by volume. There isn't an aging period that has to be done for it to be considered a bourbon, but for it to be considered straight bourbon, it has to be aged for a minimum of 2 years without any added coloring or flavoring or other spirits. And it has to be aged under 4 years for the bourbon to be labeled as straight. And the bourbon that has an age stated on the label must be labeled with an age of the youngest whiskey in the bottle if it's a mixture or if it's a blend. And this bad boy, I believe the original Wild Turkey came out in the 1940s. This one, Wild Turkey in general, started in 1891. And the reasoning that this used to have Austin Nichols Distillery name on it is because the folks that started this went to a guy near where this started in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky. His name was Austin Nichols, a local grocery store owner, purveyor, and sold the whiskey through him. So any other questions, leave them, and I might be able to answer them. Although I like my whiskeys. I am not the biggest know-how of all of this knowledge. So they tout, or they tote in the Wild Turkey 101, this having a high rye content. And again, it's 50.5% alcohol by volume. I bet you, I'm swirling it now, I bet you I'm going to like this cooler with the addition of ice. So let's assess the Wild Turkey 101. It is definitely your copper caramel toffee look to it. I can tell that there's all kinds of alcohol soaking legs on that for sure. And there is a pretty... There's a nice clarity to it. There might be... No, there's a nice clarity to it. If you can get by... I mean, I've had some other spirits that have had a higher alcohol note than this, but it still has the alcohol nail polishy remover thing at first. And if you can... Woo, there it is. And if you can get beyond that, you're definitely getting sweet vanilla, toffee, and caramel, and some spiciness to it. Some woodiness, obviously, from the oak. And that's really about... Maybe there's a floraliness and a spiciness in there. A little bit of a floral note. A little bit of a... some kind of indiscernible citrusy note. So let's try it straight. Just straight up without any ice or mixer of the Coke yet. So, Wild Turkey 101. Let's try it straight. Cheers. Neat, as they call it. Not bad at all. Obviously, 50.5% is going to be a little strong. It's definitely warming the body and the soul and the mind. Let's give you the turkey. It's November. Warming the body, the soul, the mind. So once you get past the warming sensation and the alcohol note, you're receiving very sweet notes, very woody notes in the background. That's what you're getting underneath everything, is a sweet, woody note. Lots and lots of toffee and rich caramel and spice and leather. Definitely tastes like there's a good rye component to give it a nice spicy finish. A lot of whiskey drinkers really do like that rye spice component to it. It is big. It is bold. It is unapologetic. But as a big and a bold whiskey, it's not the harshest thing in the world to drink. Yes, there is harshness to it. Granted, it's 50%. It's 101. But I'm getting warmth right here. But in the grand scheme of things, this is kind of good. So now I'm going to put, screw it. I'm going to do this wrong. People don't like ice in their whiskeys. They rather either have the big ball of the ice, if anything, to have it melt less and not dilute the whiskey as much. Or they'd rather just put some water in it. I'm going to mix around the ice. Try to chill it down as quickly as possible here. Yeah, just a little bit clearer in the appearance. Alright, the ice helps to skim away a lot of the alcohol, but it's still there. But now I smell way more of that vanilla bean character. Vanilla bean toffee and the caramel are way more ramped up. Way less spice to it. There's still a grainy, woody component in the background. Wasn't as grainy as when it was just straight out of the bottle into the glass, but now I'm getting more of those components. Woody and earthy and woodsy is smells like the South. Cheers, guys. That is not half bad that way. You can see why this effing bottle is popular and why my father likes it. That's good. Whoa. It's going to mix well with Coca-Cola. There is a nice sweetness. Yes, it is on the high side of its sweet flavor, but I don't feel like for what this is, it's that bad. It mixes well with that caramel, toffee, and then a vanilla flavor in that order. It mixes well, that sweet note. And there is the next thing that you get after those components is the rye spice, a woody note, a touch of a grainy complexion to it. Definitely is a corn type sweetness, but if you don't like a corn type sweetness and you're drinking 101 proof bourbon, then you're doing it wrong. So that's even better. Now I'm going to try it with some Coca-Cola. I don't know how much to do. How about that much? It's going to be a 15-minute review. I apologize. Let me mix that around. Swish it, swirl it. In this glass, it'll have slightly a head, but like a macro beer, it will die down. I have a feeling this is going to be the best way to drink this. Ooh, yeah, you're getting that tangy, well, you're getting all of this effing foam here. Yeah, that mixes well. That rye spice, which is now even lighter at this point, is mixing well with that tangy Coke syrup component to it. And you're almost getting a vanilla, you're getting that vanilla Coke kind of a component. I'd say if you were looking for alcohol, you could probably dig in there and find it, but I'm not finding it at this point. So I'm getting vanilla Coke with a little bit of a spicy component, maybe a touch of the wood. I'll tell you this. If you want all of the flavors of the 101 proof, you drink it straight. If you want a smooth drinking experience, but if you want a bold drinking experience while still retaining some of that alcohol warmth, perceivable alcohol warmth, drink it just with ice or a touch of some water. If you don't even want to, if you want to drink a big old whiskey and you don't even want to taste the alcohol, this is the way to go. This is delicious. It is just like a ramped up vanilla Coke with towards the end you're getting more of the alcohol, spice, and the warmth, but not a whole bunch. So I would say this is the way to drink this. Wild Turkey 101 is a big, for me, it's a big, bold, aggressive, not Russian, aggressive whiskey. But it's not overly harsh, and it's not overly alcoholic, and it's not overly nail polish remover, but it's still a big and bold drinking experience. And $40 for this, I think, is a steal, a bargain for a great whiskey. I think anybody, you could buy one of these bottles and put it out on the holidays, and anybody would be happy, including big whiskey drinkers and big whiskey connoisseurs. This could be, well, you got to watch out with the 101, but at its price point, you could have it around all the time. I don't say it's an everyday drinker, but it's feeling like that to me. Generally speaking, I like a lot lower alcohol percentage whiskeys. I like more of the caramel malty kind, but I don't mind a good bourbon when it's done really, really, really well. So I'm just gonna say I would very much recommend you all try Wild Turkey 101 as an on the rocks with a little bit of water drink, or as a mixer in your cocktail. Something this would probably go. It'll probably go fine in a mint julep or something like that, or a bourbon Manhattan. But it's great with Coke. So, highly recommend you check out the Wild Turkey 101, guys. So this has been Massachusetts Beer Review's special edition, Wild Turkey 101. What is the difference between whiskeys of the world and beers of the world? They all share common ingredients: water, yeast, and malt. They do not usually contain hops, but you can find hopped whiskeys. What is the main difference? This is distilled. Beer is brewed. So why can't beer guys get into whiskeys every now and then? They should be able to. So, thank you for watching this, and until next time, keep tasting those great bourbons and whiskeys. Again, Tyler Mansell asks before I leave, this bottle in my local town is $39.99 for a 1.75 liter handle. Till next time, see ya.